All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there I am at the Talkers Convention. It's just what it sounds like. It's a convention for talk radio people, people in TV, etc. And I was there last Friday, and I was representing Newsmax TV and made a little 3-minute speech. And in the front row, taking pictures, was Pavlina Osta. So I said, "Oh, could you take some pictures of me?" And give it. So she did. And it turns out she's 17 years old. She's interviewed hundreds of celebrities. She's on radio. She has platforms all over the place. And she's here. Good to see you.
Yes, it's nice to see you too.
Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So the first question I want to know is what got you interested in doing what it is you do?
Yes, okay, well, I play steel drums, and I was like 11, and I was playing on the beaches.
Steel drums?
Yes, like the pans, Caribbean stuff. And I was getting interviews like by local radio stations, and one of the radio managers was like, "Oh, you're in here like all the time. You should just have your own show." So I was like, "Okay."
But how did
cool.
They would interview you?
Yes, yeah, about being a street
on the
performer.
beach playing just steel drums.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you turned it around into you starting to interview people.
Exactly.
Who was your first interview that you did?
My first interview, well, actually, I do celebrity interviews. So my first celebrity interview was Kevin Jonas. He came to Daytona, and I like snuck in like this meet and greet thing, and then I told Johnny Wright, who was like a big person at the time, I guess, that I had an interview with Kevin Jonas, and he's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
So you lied?
Kind of.
All right, that's fine.
But I got the interview, and then it just kind of
snowballed
from there.
Yeah,
exactly.
And now you've interviewed how many people, celebrities?
Almost 450. Like it's been a lot.
And you're on 13 radio stations?
Yeah, it's 15 now, and then I'm on iHeart and everything. So.
And so what are some of the cities that you're in, just so people who are watching could
well, I'm based out of Florida, so like it's all throughout Florida.
Okay.
Tampa. There's some in Texas, North Carolina. So.
And we're putting up how people could find you on the internet and your contact information, so they'll see that. All right. So I know, like when you leave here, you're going to interview some band, some rock band.
Yes.
I never heard of, but go ahead, what's the name of them?
Bowling for Soup. They've had
Bowling for Soup.
Yes.
There used to be a TV show called Bowling for Dollars, where you actually bowled and won money, like dollars.
Oh my gosh.
Bowling for Soup. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're a big deal now?
Yeah, well, they had some songs, before and stuff.
What's the reaction you get when you? I mean, how do you arrange these interviews as a 17-year-old who's going to school, who's living at home? How do you arrange these interviews?
I just contact their managers, PR, whoever really is in charge. It depends on like the venue. If like they're on a book tour or something, contact that agent or something. So yeah.
And what's your ultimate goal? What would you like to be doing 10 years from now?
Yeah, well, I have the 15 radio stations, so I want to expand with that, and then I want to slowly move into TV. Which clearly,
here you are.
Yes.
You've slowly moved into TV.
Yes.
And the reaction to people. Do you think at this point your age is an advantage in some way?
Yeah, I think it definitely is. Like I was talking to some other people earlier today, and they were like, try to use your age as an advantage, And I was just like, okay. Like I've never thought of it as. It's been kind of like highs and lows with it because there's the aspect of people don't really treat you like
like an adult.
Yeah, like an adult because like you are like 15, 16 or whatever. And then there's like other people that are like, you've done all this stuff and you're 17, so I'm like, hey.
And you were how old when you did that first Jonas interview?
I was 11.
11?
Yes. Yeah.
And the person believed you that you had an interview with him?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Wow. That lying and being that effective at 11, that's pretty darn good. And your mom and your dad must be totally supportive of you.
Yes, they've always been really supportive with dance or whatever it is that I wanted to do.
All right. Well, look, I know we're going to be hearing a lot more from you, and I'm glad that we got. Is this your first like TV sit-down interview?
No, I've done a couple.
Oh,
so yeah.
Should have said yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
So, take two. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so great. Thanks for coming in,
thank
and
you
everybody
so much.
check out Pavlina Osta, like pasta, as I've been told, and I'm sure. Who do you have set up after this band, after the Bowling?
Oh my gosh! Well, I start my internship at iHeartRadio, so.
There you go. All right, folks. We are coming back. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. We're coming back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. Don't go away.